It can't rain all the time. Brandon Lee, The Crow. Number 5. Something's totally fishy.
Imagine if you're on the road and your car breaks down. It's already raining. You step out to see if you can't get it back running. And suddenly, in the rain you realize small minnows are raining down on you. Or there's a terrestrial rain going on. You're there helping to shore up the levee, just to find yourself being rained on by small frogs. This may seem strange to talk about, but many people across all the states and many different countries have experienced rains of small frogs and small fish. Accounts of this strange precipitation has been documented throughout time. You can find accounts going back to World War II, and even more folkloric ones going back to the medieval period, and likely ones even further back. Beyond that, there's plenty of modern accounts of this as well. A lot of people have come forward with attempts to explain it away, but many of them seem to fall short, the closest one being that strong winds flow over small wetland areas, picking up whatever's in the surface and pulling it up into the sky just to be dumped out in another area. Although many skeptics to that viewpoint state, how are these animals still alive, particularly after the large fall? In more historical ways, people have tried to explain this away in folklore by being signs of the devil, demons, or witchcraft. Ultimately, we're all waiting to still find out the answer.
Number 4. Foul weather. On December 31st, 2010, over 5,000 blackbirds began falling from the sky dead in Beebe, Arkansas. Experts in the local area cited blunt force trauma as the cause of death for the birds. They stated fireworks from the new year caused the birds to fly into homes, trees, and other objects, which caused their deaths. Several conspiracy theorists remain skeptical of this answer, as other incidents of birds falling from the sky have been reported. Not too long after the Beebe incident, just outside Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 500 more birds, including sparrows and starlings, were found dead in the streets. Officials claim these incidents aren't related, but many people remain unconvinced. Number 3. Pennies from Heaven.
In Ramsgate, England, on December 3rd, 1968, a local cashier noticed that pennies seemed to have been falling from the sky. They did so in short bursts, lasting about 15 minutes, and did so on and off. Although no one can quite spot them falling from the air, everyone heard the loud plinking sounds as they scattered across the ground. Furthermore, they seemed to have been bent as if they had fallen from a high altitude, even though there are no large buildings in the area, and no planes overhead.
Number 2. Holy Cow. In November of 2007, Charles and Linda Everson were traveling down the Mason Highway in Washington State, where they were celebrating their first wedding anniversary. As they drove along, a 600-pound cow dropped out of the sky and onto the hood of their minivan. After they finished staring at their new hood ornament, the fortunate couple realized they were, against all odds, uninjured. The authorities arrived, and surprisingly, the cow was still alive. Unfortunately, they had to euthanize the cow, and reminded the already traumatized family that they missed a gruesome and untimely death by a matter of inches. I find this particularly terrifying because of all the things that can rain from the sky, an umbrella won't protect you from this weather condition. Number 1. Where's the beef?
On March 3rd, 1876, in Bath County, Kentucky, the locals experienced a truly strange phenomena, as over the county, it seemed to begin to rain chunks of meat. None of these chunks of meat were really especially big, and in many of the cases, they recorded as falling out of the clear blue sky. Many people have tried to explain this phenomena, and the primary answer that's given is when a flock of vultures flying overhead and one regurgitates something, the whole flock will begin to regurgitate, just in case they had consumed something poisonous. But many of the people who experienced this strange rain accounted that there were no large flocks of birds, and in some of them, no birds in the sky at all. Possibly even more strange, there were many volunteers who attempted to eat the meat in an attempt to identify it. They came back with several answers, some of them likening it to venison, to beef, to mutton, and even to bear. Much of the analysis of the meat seems to imply it to be either human or horse tissue. But there have been other dissenting opinions brought forward, it possibly being a bacteria referred to as Gnostic. But when it came to actual examination of it, all signs seemed to point to it actually being real, once living tissue. There's no definitive answer as of yet to what this was, and it's likely we'll never have one. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to our most recent top 5, and man, this one was a strange one.
I know, it makes me terrified every time I'm about to walk on my door that something crazy may rain from the sky. And there was tons of other crazy things that we could have done, like spiders, millions of spiders falling from the sky. That was an honorable mention. But I don't know, if we left something out, if there's something that was a real crazy rain that you guys know of, leave it in the comments below. We'd probably love to make another one of these. Of course, like, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoy the video. And if you guys want to see what's in our next video, check out our social media page. You can check us out on Facebook at One Candle Society, Twitter at One Candle Society, and Instagram at One Candle Society. But most importantly, keep believing.
Because we'll keep listening.